How much money would you be willing to pay on a Cybertruck? Do you believe that there are more deserving and superior trucks than the Cybertruck? Though there are many differing viewpoints, allow me to present one. This should assist you in making decisions and earning money along the road. You can anticipate talks about the best electric cars, such as the Nissan Leaf, Kia, and Chevy Bolt, in this video. Keep watching and you'll see some insights into the Cybertruck's design as well. Please remember to like and subscribe to our channel first, though. Now let's begin this video without further ado. A CEO of a car media firm recently appeared on television to discuss the difficulties in setting a price for the much-awaited Cybertruck. Likening it to his passion for an enigmatic object, he suggested that the starting price could be as high as $80,000. But he was impressed by the car and said Elon Musk, the man who created it, would soon be able to bring down the price to an alluring $40,000. This tempting offer of a gorgeous truck for $40,000 seemed unachievable considering that rival models, like the Ford F-150 and Ram trucks, were priced between $50,000 and $60,000, with the potential to go as high as $100,000. 3.5 years prior, in 2019, Musk had first declared that the Cybertruck will cost $39,000. Likening it to Tesla's earlier strategy for the Model 3, the CEO speculated that they would take a similar course and eventually release a $39,000 truck. But given that 3 or 4 motors would be included, he thought Tesla would be lucky to launch at $75,000. Further speculating, he said that Tesla could deliver it like this. The much-anticipated $39,000 truck was on its way, but people who wanted the fully outfitted model with 4 motors would have to pay $80,000 up front. When Musk first proposed the Cybertruck, it was a rear-wheel drive model with a 250-mile range and a price tag of $40,000. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds, which is a remarkable time for a truck. Customers could get an all-wheel drive version, which can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds, for an extra $10,000. They could have 500 miles of range and a tri-motor all-wheel drive truck that could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds for a whopping $70,000. This is an incredible feat for a truck. It's interesting to note that there were reports that Chevy was working on a vehicle that would be presented the next year and have an EPA-certified range of 450 miles. Although the precise dimensions of the battery were still unclear, conjecture suggested that it may have a capacity of 200 kilowatt-hours with a 350 kilowatt-hours charging capacity. In contrast, it is anticipated that the Cybertruck will charge 3 times faster than the Chevy truck if it ever becomes a reality. This is a significant benefit, but even after these disclosures, the Cybertruck's price remained a secret. It's likely that Tesla planned to keep the public guessing until the very last minute, possibly until the end of September. Electric estimates that Tesla might not produce a version with rear-wheel drive, and that the most affordable all-wheel drive model might cost $10,000 more than it did at first. Additionally, they conjectured that Tesla may release a quad-motor all-wheel drive model that would start at $85,000 and have a staggering 0 to 60 mile per hour acceleration time of 2.5 seconds. This variety would have 450 miles of range. It seemed clear that Tesla would work to keep the pricing around $80,000, since if they went above that, buyers would not be able to receive the $7,500 EV tax credit and incentive that they were so eager to obtain. The CEO thought Tesla would start with the most costly trim, as it would probably make more money that way, but he also thought the firm would eventually hit the $40,000 pricing point. This excitement was supported by independent studies, which showed that an astounding 78% of market participants were very interested in purchasing an electric car. Moreover, their forecasts suggested that in the following 5 years, around half of prospective purchasers will most likely or absolutely select an electric vehicle as their primary means of transportation. Many of us are considering getting an electric car as we tune in right now. There are questions around pricing, range anxiety, and charging choices, as well as when is the best time to make the switch. But it looks inevitable that in the near future, possibly in the next 5 years, we will be driving electric vehicles. With only a 30% acceptance rate of EVs, those who doubt this evolution to happen by 2030 may be missing the mark. The fact that China and Europe are already getting close to this percentage suggests that these analysts might want to reconsider their findings. It's important to remark separately that perceptions of some people have evolved. Now that the stock has slightly increased, Omar is happy to announce that Elon Musk and the Tesla management are no longer considered total morons. But the feeling can turn back if the stock declines in the future. While it is likely that Tesla stock will rebound and hit new highs, this illustrates how analysts frequently rely their forecasts on the work of others, modifying the data slightly to fit their opinions. For example, they might propose 35% EV adoption by 2030 if the general opinion is 30%. It's fascinating to notice that the Tesla Model 3, Ford Mustang Mach-E, and other well-known EVs rank highly in searches according to data from the usual suspects. But according to current trends, the Rivian is currently the most sought-after EV overall. This is noteworthy because, whereas Rivian won Truck of the Year the previous year, the Ford F-150 Lightning, another electric truck, won this year. These trucks are quite special. Knowing that you have driven the Lightning and having driven the Rivian myself, we can vouch for their outstanding performance. Not to be overlooked, though, is the Cybertruck, which I've had the privilege of riding in, an amazing experience. The Rivian is unique in particular since it has 4 motors. There's a noticeable difference between the 4 motors on the Rivian and the numerous other trucks that just have 1 or 2. It's also worth mentioning that the regenerative brake technology is excellent, since it makes driving entirely on 1 pedal possible. For those of us used to manual gearboxes with 3 pedals, this is a significant adjustment. It's also important to talk about the Rivian's design, which I think is amazing every time I see it, and that many of you share. I went to a website to see what other electric cars were getting good reviews since I was curious. I was surprised to learn that the Chevy Bolt was the best rated electric car, with the Kia and Nissan Leaf coming in second and third. It's true that many of you may contend that it's the most economical choice, but it doesn't seem appropriate to call it the best electric car out there. I found a category for the top electric SUVs as I scrolled down. The Ford Mustang and Kia were not far behind the Hyundai Ioniq in the race for the top spot. Strangely enough, Tesla was not mentioned at all. There was no mention of the Tesla Model Y, so I continued to read in the hopes of finding comparisons between Tesla and Volkswagen or another Nissan or Chevy. I was a little startled to see that the Tesla Model 3 was categorized as a compact premium car. Although Wikipedia and European automobile ratings indicate otherwise, I had always assumed it was a mid-sized vehicle. I was a little concerned about this disparity since, if there is a best electric car category, it ought to include both luxury and economical models. The website nearly seems to be slanted in favor of some manufacturers who advertise there while ignoring Tesla. Let's talk about the design of a different car now. I'm not sure I believe in the Cybertruck. The market for this car doesn't seem to include anyone who would be interested in a Rivian, Ford F-150, or even a non-electric pickup truck. It's simply unattractive. But I have to agree, the Cybertruck would be useful in a dystopian future where you would require a sturdy vehicle similar to a Road Warrior. I'm sure this will get me some hate mail, but from a design perspective, I kind of like it. I see why it's divisive and why a lot of people won't want it. The Ford F-150, which has been the best-selling car for 10 years, appeals to them because of its utility and resistance to losing market share. Still, Tesla always manages to surprise us. Rivian later revealed that the Cybertruck would have 4 motors, contrary to Musk's initial promise that it would have 3. Not surprising at all if Tesla matches that. Despite the controversies around the Cybertruck, I think Tesla will succeed with it. They already had success with their semi-trucks, after all. Never undervalue Musk. I appreciate you seeing, and if you haven't already, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons on my channel. I'm Tesla Stock News. See you in the upcoming video. Music. I'm grateful.